All right, so we've had a lot of women up here. What is it with that, huh? Yeah. No offense to the men in the room, but we're here to clean up the mess, like we always do. All right, so we have one last guest to come up tonight, and she is a woman as well. Brigid Kelly is here, as we mentioned before. She is in her first term, right, as a state representative. Hopefully she's just one term in front of me. But District 31 down in Norwood in Cincinnati is where she's from. And she already in her first term, and I really haven't spoken with her about how this happened, she is the assistant minority whip in her first term at the Statehouse. So we love that. She is a longtime union representative, and her focus is on the same things that most female legislators focus on. We focus on families, education, and healthcare. So she's working to create strong communities in Cincinnati, and she knows there's no other way to do it than to invest in them. So she, as she mentioned, Kathy mentioned, she is one of the co-sponsors of the SPAN HB 440. But basically, come on up. I just love her spunk. The first time I met her, I was like, this is a lady I think I can like. So welcome, Brigid. Thank you.
Hi, good evening. Thank you so much for having me. And it's funny because when Kim was up here talking before, I was looking at my notes and thinking we didn't call each other before I came here, but we're saying the same thing. So I think that's a good thing. Like Kim said, my name is Brigid Kelly. I represent the 31st House District, which is down in the Cincinnati area. I am in my first term, but really glad to be here this evening on behalf of the caucus and our leadership team. Leader Strayhorn, Assistant Leader Celebrezzi, and the Whip Representative Amelia Sykes. Our caucus is so excited because we've fielded candidates in all 99 districts in the entire state. So we are really looking forward to electing some smart, talented people all across the state, but particularly here in the 73rd House District. So when we elect more members to our caucus, we are building power so that we can show the citizens that government can do good things and can make positive, transformative change for people and families in our state. It's really going to let us change the way the Statehouse works. So a few things that we will be able to do by electing more people like Kim to the Statehouse is to really focus on tax fairness instead of on tax shifting to middle-class families and people that can least afford it. When we have more people like him in the Statehouse, we'll be able to prioritize public education instead of watching taxpayer dollars go to unaccountable charter schools like ECOT. We'll be able to ensure that people have access and opportunity to high-paying jobs instead of trying to cobble together 2 or 3 jobs and hoping that it's enough for them to get by. It means that we can make sure that everyone is treated fairly regardless of race, sex, religion, gender, or who they love. And it also means that we can fight for people to have access for the healthcare coverage and healthcare options that they need and that they choose. So we're really excited to join Kim to our caucus because she has some great experience that's going to make her an awesome state rep. As she said, she's been very active in the community, everything from being the treasurer of Sugar Creek Schools to founding the Greene County Progressives, which is amazing. And I think that her professional experiences are really going to be a great addition to the Statehouse, from being a CPA to owning a small business. And you know, certainly, let's be real, it's a bonus having somebody that really knows how to manage stress in the Statehouse. So I think that's just an extra thing. But at the end of the day, it's up to us and up to all of us in this room to create the blue wave that is really going to transform the Statehouse. So we can't just sit here and hope it happens. We've got to make it happen. And so there are a couple ways to do that. So one thing is by being here tonight. So thank you so much for that. Hopefully you made a contribution on your way in at the door. Campaigns cost money. Kim's not taking any PAC money, so she is relying on small donations. in this room in order to make sure that she has the resources she needs for mail and postage and staff and yard signs and all the other things that it takes to win. The other thing that we're going to ask you for is your time, whether it's knocking on doors, making phone calls, but one of the most important and persuasive things that we can do is have one-on-one conversations about why Kim is the right candidate for this position, why she is the best person for this job, and why she is the most qualified to represent this district in the Statehouse. And you can also follow her on social media because she has all the cool, like, kangaroo stuff everywhere. That's not a substitute for voter contact, though. I just want to remind you all of that. So thank you so much for everything that you're doing and everything that you will do over the next 60 days to push her across the finish line on November 6th, because we can't wait for her to join us in Columbus.
Nothing like a bit of pressure. I don't know if we could get any more. Thank you, Brigid. See, isn't she amazing? Right? We need more people who care about our communities in office. I mean, you know, we've been co-opted. We have people in office who are there for self-serving reasons. And we know where that leads us because that's where we are right now. We're living it. So hopefully myself, what do we need? 17 more seats to get the majority back? I'll take one. So 16 more seats across the state to get the supermajority that the Republicans have held for too long. You know, anytime there's a one-party rule for decades, that is never good for our country. We need a mix. You cannot have one party in control. It's, you know, we see what happens when that is the case. So, all right, so I guess we're going to wrap it up. I will just reiterate, you know, the begging part of the evening where I say, you know, if you can come out and knock on doors, we've got literally like 8 weeks left. If you can come knock on doors, if you can phone people, we can still do house parties. Donations, obviously, are definitely appreciated. But I think you all know, you're here tonight, but you all have that special way that you engage and that you promote, you know, our democracy. So whatever that way is for you, just do it, and do it until you drop, because that's what we're doing. You know, reach out to your people. I remember Sherrod Brown had that try to get 5 people you know to the polls, because the turnout is obviously going to be a huge factor. So, you know, talk to those people who never discuss politics with you. You know, just say, hey, do you vote? And just go from there. But, you know, try to commit to getting 5 people that you know don't normally go to the polls, and, you know, we'll have a huge ripple effect.